I spent years dealing with digestive problems, bloating after meals, uncomfortable gas, irregular bathroom habits, that general sense of heaviness in my stomach. I tried over-the-counter remedies. I adjusted when I ate. I even tried cutting out entire food groups. Some things helped a little, but nothing really solved the problem. Then my doctor said something simple but profound. Your gut needs the right fuel to work properly. You can't expect your digestion to be healthy if you're not feeding it what it needs. That conversation changed how I thought about food. I started focusing on foods that specifically support digestive health, and within a few weeks, I felt dramatically better. Today, I want to share 7 foods that are proven to improve digestion naturally. These aren't quick fixes or miracle cures. They're real foods that work with your body's natural processes to help everything move smoothly, reduce bloating, and support the healthy bacteria in your gut that do so much of the heavy lifting. Before we get into the foods, let me explain why digestion matters so much. Your digestive system does more than just break down food. It absorbs the nutrients your body needs to function. It houses about 70% of your immune system, and it produces neurotransmitters that affect your mood and mental clarity. When your digestion is off, everything else suffers. You feel tired, sluggish, irritable. You might get sick more often. Your skin might break out. It's all connected. So taking care of your gut isn't just about avoiding discomfort. It's about supporting your overall health. The first food is yogurt, specifically yogurt with live active cultures. These are probiotics, which are beneficial bacteria that live in your gut and help with digestion. Your gut contains trillions of bacteria, both good and bad. When the balance tips toward bad bacteria, you get digestive problems like bloating, gas, diarrhea, or constipation. Probiotics help restore that balance. They crowd out the harmful bacteria and support the lining of your intestines. Research published in the Journal of Clinical Gastroenterology found that people who ate yogurt with probiotics regularly had improved digestion, less bloating, and more regular bowel movements compared to those who didn't. Probiotics also help your body break down lactose, which is why some people who are lactose intolerant can still tolerate yogurt. Not all yogurt is created equal, though. You want yogurt that says live and active cultures on the label. Greek yogurt is a good choice because it's higher in protein and lower in sugar than regular yogurt. Avoid yogurts with tons of added sugar or artificial flavors. Those defeat the purpose. I eat yogurt almost every morning. I add some berries, a sprinkle of nuts, and maybe a drizzle of honey. It's filling, it tastes good, and it keeps my digestion running smoothly all day. If you're not used to eating yogurt, start with a small amount and work your way up. Your gut needs time to adjust to the probiotics. The second food is whole grains. I'm talking about oats, brown rice, quinoa, whole wheat bread, barley, and bulgur. Whole grains are packed with fiber, and fiber is absolutely essential for healthy digestion. There are 2 types of fiber, soluble and insoluble. Soluble fiber dissolves in water and forms a gel-like substance in your gut. It slows down digestion, which helps you feel full longer and stabilizes blood sugar. Insoluble fiber doesn't dissolve. It adds bulk to your stool and helps everything move through your digestive tract more efficiently. Whole grains contain both types. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that people who ate whole grains regularly had better digestive health and were less likely to experience constipation compared to people who ate mostly refined grains like white bread and white rice. The problem with refined grains is that the bran and germ have been removed, and that's where most of the fiber and nutrients are. You're left with just the starchy center, which doesn't do much for your digestion. I switched from white rice to brown rice and from regular pasta to whole wheat pasta a few years ago. I'm not going to lie, it took some getting used to. Whole grains have a different texture and a slightly nuttier flavor. But once I adjusted, I actually started preferring them, and my digestion improved dramatically. I feel full longer, and I'm much more regular. Start small if you're not used to whole grains. Swap out one refined grain for a whole grain. Maybe have oatmeal for breakfast instead of a bagel, or choose brown rice instead of white rice at dinner. Your digestive system will thank you. The third food is bananas. Bananas are one of the easiest foods to digest, and they're incredibly soothing to your gut, especially if you're dealing with an upset stomach or diarrhea. Bananas are high in a type of fiber called pectin, which helps regulate bowel movements. If you're constipated, pectin adds bulk to your stool and helps it move through your system. If you have diarrhea, pectin absorbs excess water and firms things up. It's one of those rare foods that helps both problems. Bananas also contain something called resistant starch, especially when they're slightly green. Resistant starch acts like a prebiotic, which means it feeds the good bacteria in your gut. Those bacteria ferment the resistant starch and produce short-chain fatty acids that support the lining of your intestines and reduce inflammation. A study published in the World Journal of Gastroenterology found that bananas can help relieve symptoms of irritable bowel syndrome and improve overall digestive comfort. I eat a banana almost every day, either on its own as a snack or sliced on top of yogurt or oatmeal. If your stomach is upset, a banana is one of the safest foods you can eat. It's gentle, easy to digest, and won't irritate your gut. One tip: if you're constipated, go for riper bananas with some brown spots. If you have diarrhea, choose greener bananas. The level of ripeness affects the type of starch in the banana, and each type has different effects on your digestion. The fourth food is ginger. Ginger has been used for thousands of years to treat digestive problems, and modern science is confirming what traditional medicine always knew. Ginger is incredibly effective at soothing your gut. Ginger works by speeding up the process of emptying your stomach, which reduces that uncomfortable feeling of fullness and bloating after meals. It also has natural anti-inflammatory properties that calm irritation in your digestive tract. Research published in the European Journal of Gastroenterology found that ginger significantly reduced nausea, bloating, and indigestion in people with chronic digestive issues. Another study showed that ginger accelerated gastric emptying by up to 25%, which means food moves through your system more efficiently. I keep fresh ginger root in my refrigerator and grate a little into hot water to make ginger tea, especially after a heavy meal or if my stomach feels off. You can also add fresh ginger to stir-fries, soups, or smoothies. If fresh ginger isn't convenient, you can use ground ginger, but fresh is more potent. One warning: if you have acid reflux or GERD, be cautious with ginger. For most people, it helps with digestion, but for some, it can worsen reflux symptoms. Start with a small amount and see how your body responds. The fifth food is leafy greens. Spinach, kale, Swiss chard, collard greens, romaine lettuce, they're all excellent for digestion. Leafy greens are high in both fiber and magnesium, and both are crucial for keeping things moving smoothly through your digestive tract. Fiber, as I mentioned earlier, adds bulk to your stool and prevents constipation. Magnesium has a natural laxative effect. It draws water into your intestines, which softens your stool and makes it easier to pass. A lot of people who struggle with constipation are actually low in magnesium. Leafy greens also contain a type of sugar that feeds the good bacteria in your gut. Research in Nature Chemical Biology found that this sugar helps beneficial bacteria thrive while crowding out harmful bacteria. A healthy balance of gut bacteria is essential for proper digestion. I try to eat leafy greens at least once a day. Sometimes it's a salad, sometimes it's sautéed spinach as a side dish. Sometimes I throw a handful into a smoothie where I can't even taste it. The key is consistency. If you're not used to eating greens, start small. Add a little to your meals and gradually increase the amount. One thing to note: if you have a sensitive digestive system, raw leafy greens can sometimes cause bloating or gas. If that's you, try cooking your greens. Cooking breaks down some of the tough fibers and makes them easier to digest. The sixth food is papaya. This tropical fruit contains an enzyme called pectin, which helps break down protein in your stomach. If you've ever felt uncomfortably full after eating a big, protein-heavy meal, pectin can help. Pectin works similarly to the enzymes your stomach produces naturally, but it gives your digestive system a boost, especially if your own enzyme production is sluggish. Studies have shown that papaya can reduce bloating, gas, and constipation, particularly in people with irritable bowel syndrome or other chronic digestive issues. Papaya is also high in fiber and water content, both of which support healthy bowel movements, and it's naturally sweet and delicious, which makes it easy to incorporate into your diet. I eat fresh papaya as a snack or add it to fruit salads. You can also blend it into smoothies. If fresh papaya isn't available where you live, you can find papaya enzyme supplements. But the whole fruit is always better because you get the fiber and other nutrients along with the enzyme. One tip, papaya is most effective when eaten on an empty stomach or at the beginning of a meal. That's when the enzymes can do their work most efficiently. The seventh food is fermented foods, and I'm grouping a few options here. Sauerkraut, kimchi, kefir, kombucha, miso, and even pickles if they're naturally fermented and not just pickled in vinegar. Fermented foods are loaded with probiotics, just like yogurt. But fermented foods often contain a wider variety of beneficial bacteria strains, which can be even more helpful for your gut. Fermentation also partially breaks down the food, making it easier to digest and increasing the availability of certain nutrients. A study in the journal Cell found that people who ate fermented foods regularly had more diverse gut bacteria and lower levels of inflammation compared to those who didn't. Gut diversity is crucial for good digestion and overall health. The more varied your gut bacteria, the better your digestive system functions. I'll be honest, fermented foods are an acquired taste. Sauerkraut and kimchi are tangy and strong-flavored. Kefir is similar to yogurt but thinner and more sour. Kombucha is fizzy and slightly vinegary, but once you get used to them, they're delicious and the digestive benefits are worth it. Start small. Add a forkful of sauerkraut to your meal. Try a small glass of kefir. Have a few ounces of kombucha with lunch. Your gut needs time to adjust to the influx of probiotics. If you go overboard right away, you might experience temporary bloating or gas as your system rebalances. One important note, make sure you're buying naturally fermented foods, not just pickled foods. Check the label. If it says contains live cultures, or if it's in the refrigerated section, that's a good sign. If it's shelf-stable and pasteurized, the beneficial bacteria have been killed off. Now let me give you some practical advice on how to use these 7 foods. You don't need to eat all of them every single day. That's not realistic. The goal is to rotate them into your diet regularly so that you're consistently supporting your digestive health. A simple strategy is to include at least 2 or 3 of these foods each day. Maybe you have yogurt with berries for breakfast, a banana as a mid-morning snack, a salad with leafy greens and a side of sauerkraut at lunch, brown rice and ginger stir-fry for dinner. You've just covered 5 of the 7 foods in one day without much effort. Also, drink plenty of water. Fiber needs water to do its job. If you increase your fiber intake without drinking enough water, you can actually make constipation worse. Aim for at least 8 glasses of water a day, more if you're active or it's hot outside. Be patient. If you've been struggling with digestive issues for a while, it's going to take time for things to improve. Give these foods at least 2 to 3 weeks to start making a noticeable difference. Your gut bacteria need time to rebalance, and your digestive system needs time to adjust to the increased fiber and probiotics. And pay attention to your body. Everyone's digestive system is different. A food that helps one person might not help another. If you try one of these foods and it makes you feel worse, skip it and try something else. The goal is to find what works for you. One last thing, stress has a huge impact on digestion. Your gut and your brain are directly connected through something called the gut-brain axis. When you're stressed, your digestion suffers. So in addition to eating these foods, try to manage your stress. Take deep breaths, go for a walk, get enough sleep. All of that supports healthy digestion just as much as the food you eat. If you found this helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more practical, science-backed health advice. And leave a comment and let me know which of these 7 foods you're going to try first, or if you already eat any of them regularly. Your digestion affects everything: your energy, your mood, your immune system, even your mental clarity. Taking care of your gut is one of the best things you can do for your overall health. These 7 foods will help you get there.